All right, here we are, meaning me and my cat. How is everybody? All right, today we are going to talk about the 5 action steps to take during the month of December. And I know this is a super busy time of year for everybody. Um, I wanted to make sure that I got into the group and gave you um, some tips, some techniques, something for the month of November because I have not done that yet. So here I am today with these 5 action steps to take during December. And I'm going to be mindful of everybody's time because I know, like I said, it's a super busy time of the year and everybody's spread super, super thin, but you can tell I'm killing time until 10 o'clock here, and it almost is. All right, so I am just waiting for a couple of people to join. And when you do join, if you can just comment so that I know that you're here. I try to keep an eye on the comments. And if you are watching this as a replay, if you can just type in replay so that I know that you saw this. All right, so without further ado, here are my 5 action steps that you can take in December to set yourself up right for the new year and to end 2018 on a really good note as well. All right, so the #1 thing is the strategic planning and goal setting. And that's probably like, hey, that's a no-brainer. Everybody's talking about it. Everybody's talking about it because it's super, super important. So I have my goal setting workshop that's coming up in January, and it is a series of 3 different classes in that goal setting workshop, and each one is going to look at something different. But there's a lot of pre-planning that you can do during the month of December. So part of that is you can begin the look back on 2018. You can look back at your year to see how you've done, to evaluate the things that you did do during 2018 and the things that you really liked about it. And hi, Sherry, the things that you really liked about it, the things that you did not like so much about it, the things that were a flop that you tried, some things that you tried that were super great and you want to make sure you keep on the list. Those are all things to look at when you're doing this look back on your year. And again, I know December is kind of a laid back month for a lot of people because of the holidays and so many other commitments they have. But these 5 action steps are things that you can do in between time. They don't leave you tied to your computer. You can do them on the go. You can do them in waiting rooms. You can do them pretty much anywhere. You can squeeze them into your calendar during the next 4 or 5 weeks that are left here in 2018. So once you have done that look back, then of course the next step is to start planning out for your new year. And again, I'm going to stress you cannot, hi Roxanne, you cannot start planning for the next year until you've done this look back on what you've done this year. Simply for the fact that, you know, like I said, you want to know what you did that was wonderful. You want to know what you did that wasn't so great. And you're going to take that directly off the list. You're going to tweak things. Once you have that done, then you can start mapping out, planning out, outlining, however it's easiest for you, things that you do want to accomplish in the next year. I wouldn't even go as far as setting goals at this point in time. I would just have you on a piece of paper, in your journal, in a notebook, just start writing down thoughts and ideas that have been popping into your head. If you use Trello, this is a really good use of Trello, that you can start making a list of all the things that you want to accomplish in next year. And that can be, you know, making a new product, coming out with a new program, the ways that you want to market, how you want to change things going into the next year, and how you want to keep some things the same. Usually this time of year, everybody is thinking, oh my gosh, it's the end of the year. They start to panic. They haven't, you know, done everything that they wanted to do this year. Those are things that you have to look at to see, do you want to put them on the list for next year, or didn't you do them this year because it changed along the way. You know, your thought about them changed along the way, or you found out maybe it wasn't necessary to go ahead and do that. This is a really good time too to start thinking about different programs that you want to join next year. When you're doing your budget, you want to set a budget for next year. So you want to think of different programs that you might want to invest in, you know, continuing your education, attending conferences. Those are all things that want to go onto that list. The second thing is thinking outside the box, and it kind of goes hand in hand with exactly what I'm talking about. It is strategic planning, but it's making you think even bigger, even broader. Sherry is saying, one of my biggest mistakes this year was doing promotions for a membership while trying to build it at the same time. It was work overload. I can so that resonates with me, because that is sometimes what happens. You just get so focused on one particular thing, and then it grows all these arms and legs, and before you know it, it's out of control. It's totally out of control, and your focus is taken away from the main intent that you had. You know, written on your piece of paper here was probably, you know, the goal to have that membership site, but all the sub steps that were included weren't on that piece of paper. I mean, at least that's part of what happened to me. And part of it is also the time frame. You don't realize sometimes when you start a project how much time it's actually going to take, the commitment it's going to take. And when you only have a certain amount of time to work on it, you can't let it encroach on the other things you're doing, you know, the time that you're spending with the clients you have now and all the other projects you have on the side. So yeah, I can definitely relate to that. My 2018 was full of that for a lot of reasons. But when you are thinking outside of the box, you're going to get these lists on a piece of paper, and you definitely want to think of ways, new things to try, things that you didn't before. Let's say that you're not making sales that the way you expected to make sales. There's a reason for that. So thinking outside of the box, and literally, again, I'm just going to say, pieces of paper or a notebook, your journal, and just start writing down all the different ways that you can think of to increase those sales. And then you're going to go back to those lists that you've made later, and you're going to star like the top 3 ways that you know are going to work for you. And maybe the 3 that you star are ways that you've never tried before, and you're like, I'm just not sure if I can actually do that. You can do it. You can do it. That's where support and guidance and accountability and all those things come into play, but you can definitely do it. And there's so many. I have been working on my 2019 plan for like the past 3 weeks. And there are, I pretty much have it mapped out, and there are some things on there that are really scary, things that I have not tried before, things I've not done, some things I've thought about doing, but then thought, yeah, I'm just not sure. No, I'm going to do them. I am going to do them. I have starred a lot of uncomfortable areas. I've also starred a lot of areas that I know are already working and I'm comfortable with it. So those are staying on there. But just being able to think outside the box and know that you can do it, whether that means reaching out to someone else who has, more experience in a certain area, reading on it, setting aside that time each and every week to do research and reading on different things is so important. And one of the reasons is for this. This is where you gain new ideas. This is when you get a different outlook and you say, okay, this worked for, Sally and Roger. It can work for me. I mean, Sally and Roger, yeah, I can definitely do this. So just number 2, thinking outside the box is a really good thing. And again, you can do that from wherever you are. Number 3, gratitude for what you have accomplished. So when you're doing that look back, you may not realize just how much you have accomplished in the time that you've had this year. And that is a really big area for a lot of people. That's one reason why I started this whole success jar thing, because each and every day you're taking a step towards the bigger goal. But sometimes we push that aside and we think, I had a list of 18 things to do today and I only got to 9 of them. But those 9 are 9 steps closer to that end goal. And you need to take the time to be thankful for what you have accomplished. You need to be able to celebrate it. That's very, very important. Celebration and being grateful for that every single week really helps you to focus on what your goals are for the next week and being able to accomplish them. Gratitude is a huge piece. So I'm doing this gratitude project that I came up with in October. And it started November 1st, 60-day gratitude project. And it's been wonderful for me. So I created it for me, but then I thought as I created it, there's got to be other people out there that just aren't taking the time, carving out even 2 minutes out of your daily schedule to just sit there and say, okay, these are the things that I'm thankful for today. So I created this project, and really what the project is, it's just daily emails that I'm sending out. It's like 1 or 2 sentences. This is what you're going to be grateful for today. This is your thought on gratitude for today. And it's got a cute little quote that goes with it. And I usually give a hint or a step about a way that you can go forth and show that thankfulness. And it has been super helpful to me. And I'm excited that it's almost halfway done. We still have the entire month of December. So if you are interested in signing up for that project, like I said, all I need is your email and you're going to get a daily email from me. It's going to take you 30 seconds to read it. But it's there. It's in your inbox every single morning so that there's my email. I'm going to set aside my 2 minutes to be grateful today. So it's been a great big help to me. And I think it has been to the other people that have signed up for it, because I'm getting some really good feedback on it. And again, you can do that from wherever you are. You can do that before you even get out of bed in the morning. You can do it in a waiting room at a doctor's office. You can do it while you're in the car driving somewhere. It's a super simple exercise, but it's super powerful. The 4th thing is, what else do you need to help you succeed? Love this one. So again, and I'm going to start telling you stories for 4 and 5. These are things that have happened to me, things that I've witnessed, things that have happened in my life, and I know that they can be really powerful and useful for other people. So as you're writing all these things down on your piece of paper, you are going to be thinking about, okay, I really want to get this done, but I don't have this program, or I don't have this knowledge, or I'm not sure about this piece. Those are all the things that you have to set up your accountability partner for. Reaching out to work with a business coach, reaching out to one of your colleagues, asking them, okay, I've got knowledge over here, you've got this knowledge, can we collaborate? Collaboration is key to being able to accomplish the things that you want to. Not everybody knows 100% of everything in life. It's just, no one does, no matter what walk of life that you're in. So I have really put a push on collaboration this year, and I was looking for my paper, but I think I left it on the side. One of my biggest things is coffee chats. And I looked at these coffee chats because I have been doing coffee chats for probably 3 years. Yeah, 3 years. And when I began them, I'm like, okay, well, coffee chats are a great way to get to know people. Well, yes, and I'm going a step further. So that's the push that I really put on it last year. And this year, I set the goal to do twice as many coffee chats, to meet twice as many people, and to ask questions. Questions about what they do, how they think, what's important to them. And out of it has grown so many collaborations. It has been awesome. It has been awesome. And I have plans for many more for next year. So this year, my goal is to hit 100 coffee chats by the end of December. I am very, very close to that goal. I am up to 87. And I cannot tell you how wonderful it has been. Each and every one of those 87 people that I have talked to, just a casual coffee chat, absolutely no strings attached, just get to meet you, get to know about you, get to know about your business. And out of those 87, I have built some really good, lasting relationships with people. And that is part of what I needed to succeed. That drove my business to a different level. So this year I started doing more collaborations with people. One of those is the new thing that I have on my business page, where every single month I am doing what I call a coffee chat on steroids. And it is the, for lack of a better term for the moment, because I'm still kind of developing this for next year, I am using it as like a brick wall schoolhouse. So these people that I'm collaborating with, I am having a coffee chat with them, and then they are coming in and teaching something, and we're ending it with a couple-minute coffee chat, answering questions that have come up, and it has been wonderful. The response is out of this world. They end up getting a video that they can use. I have a video that I can use. It works for both of us. Going a step further, I have done webinars, joint webinars with people this year, and that is going to continue into next year. So I'm doing master classes and webinars. For example, in January, I have a masterclass with Susie, who's part of this group, and we are talking about rebranding and business plans. And that is happening in January. I also have another collaboration on a webinar in January with my friend and colleague, Adam, and he does bookkeeping and accounting, and I am going to talk about business plans. So we, you know, out of all these things, all these people, all this stuff that's happening, good things do grow out of it. So it's kind of, yes, working outside of your comfort zone, but it's also taking these collaborations to a different level, and it's using their knowledge and it's using my knowledge. So it's a win-win situation. Sherry and I recently collaborated on a goal setting and strategic planning that's coming up tomorrow already, Sherry. So that's tomorrow night over in her group and on her page. And Sherry and I have some plans for next year as well, to do some things together. So I'm super excited about that. I have set up guest speakers all the way through April of next year. So really figuring out the pieces of what you need to succeed is really, really important. And again, it's just kind of the thoughts will hit you when you give them time. And December is a great time to start thinking about things like that. And then fifth, I want to end with, just taking time to enjoy the season. So December is so full of wonderful things. It really is. It's not only, the end of a year and almost the beginning of the next one. December brings with it its own wonderfulness. So for me, I am flying back up to Connecticut to be with family. I have my flight leaves on December 11th, and I will be up there through the new year, and then I will fly back down. So I'm super excited about that. I'm super excited that I get to hold my new grandson who was born on Thanksgiving morning. I've kept in touch with them every single morning. We are talking, and I just can't wait for that to happen. Like, I'm gonna step off the plane and want to get there as soon as I can. And then just all the familiar family things that I do during the month of December is really important to me. So I have set up my schedule for December that I am available to everybody through December 10th. And then, yes, I will be working limited hours for the 2 weeks following that, leading up to Christmas. Between Christmas and New Year's, I'm off. I'm unavailable. I've already blackened out my schedule, and it feels good. And so you want to look at things like that during the month of December as well. You want to make sure that you have all the things that you want to do for yourself and for your family and with your friends and parties you want to attend and all those nice traditions that you have. Give yourself time away from your business. Like I said, you can think about the other 4 things on this list while you're taking that time. That's great, but make sure that you take that time, because once January 2nd rolls around, then you're going to be starting a brand new year. You've got all these ideas, and you will be well rested, and you will feel like you want to be able to go forward. You're going to want to accomplish all these goals that you're listing out. You're going to just have a renewed faith in your business if you give yourself some of that grace and that leeway during the month of December. So those are really my 5 action steps for the month of December. If anybody has any questions, they can put those in the comments. I would be more than happy to talk to you about them further. And because I am not going to be really doing a lot of live things during the month of December, I am going to probably try to get this next masterclass in for December before I leave for Connecticut. I am trying to make those plans. My schedule is super full because I'm trying to get like 6 weeks worth of work done in 2 weeks. And I still have to provide the link for everybody for that goal setting workshop that's going to happen in January too. That's still on my list. I'll get that out by the end of the week. And all right, I hope everybody has a terrific Wednesday. It is freezing cold down here in South Carolina today. The wind is whipping, and I mean, it's it's cold. I have layers on today. I don't know if my blood is already thinned or what, but it's chilly. It's definitely chilly. So I hope wherever you are, you keep warm, you have a productive day, and I will see everybody in the group soon. Thanks.